Okay, this week's video, I wanted to show you the process of degassing. I'm having to do this down on the floor because the vacuum pump that I've got is down here and I don't have a table that's stable enough to put it on. So I just wanted to go through everything with you and then show it, what I'll do when I'm actually showing this, I'll speed the degassing process up in a time lapse, but everything else I'll show you. So what you need is, I've got the epoxy resin. It's 2-part, 2-to-1 on the resin. I've got a couple of plastic cups for mixing the resin in. I think I'll probably need quite a bit of it, so I don't think this will be enough, but anyway, I need a plastic container. These are just cooking ones that I just buy in a shop. I do use a silicone spray. I don't think it should be a silicone spray in this, but that's what I use for the demoulding of it, and it seems to work okay. So you need that. I need a set of scales, because it's this resin. Each resin is different, but this resin is on weight, so I need a small set of scales. Obviously the pencils, which I've put this spray into this already, so I can drop this in there. I'm going to be quite daring and try quite a large one this time. Sorry, got a hair in it. So yeah, that's the plan, is to get that. I also have a piece of greaseproof paper, and then I shall use something to hold it down onto there. This is the vacuum chamber. It's just a small vacuum chamber I've got. It just fits this in here and no more. So it's perfect for what I need. This is the dial on here, and when I talk about the 30 bar, well, I think it's INHG. Sorry for my non-technical terms here. So what I have to do is, when I pull vacuum on, I have to pull down right to the full vacuum, which is 30. And I think it depends on the height of where you live, depends on how high you can get it, but 29-30 degas is absolutely fine. Even people are doing it with 28, but for doing this resin, I do suggest you get as close to 30 as you can get. So yeah, that's it. It's getting a bit old, my top. I'll need to go and get a new one soon, but it holds up for now. So yeah, so that's what you need. So I'm going to mix right, this cups will have to do. So get the scale on, and then I have to make sure I zero it back. So yeah, that's 0. I'm going to do grams. So part A, and for me it's 2 of part A to 1B. So let's see if we can get a bit more in there first. Maybe go for 60. Right, 70. So I need half of that again, so I need 35 of part B. So that'll take me up to 106. Right, and we'll stir this. You have to make sure you give a really good stir to these, but just follow the instructions. Any epoxy resin would do, I think, but some of them might be, I don't know, maybe a little bit more brittle, I'm not that sure. I think we'll probably have to do maybe twice the amount of this, but we'll figure that out in a second. Right, we'll do that. Get this one in. Do the same again. 70, and then 35. Zero that back. So. $73, so we need 36, which will take it up to 70, 100 and 309. We'll go 110. Make sure you get all around it to make sure that you get all the bits mixed. Okay, right, we'll pour this one in. I'm going to move this to here actually. Don't need to worry too much about how you pour it in. I'm just trying not to waste too much time because I'll need it for the degassing. I think I'm probably going to need to do another couple more here. Oh, maybe not actually. Right, I am going to do another one. So let's put that back on. And go back, do the same again. Making sure you give it a good stir. Getting all the edges and the ridges at the bottom. Okay, right, let's put this one in. Perfect, that's plenty now. Right, I get it into the vacuum chamber now. Now you do have to watch because the air, when we release it, comes out of here, and it is going to be in the centre of our mould because of the size of the dish. So right, we'll get the vacuum in. Now this is very noisy. hopefully you can hear me. Now what I'm doing here is, at the minute the air is able to come through there, so it's keeping an equal part in there, but now I have to shut it off so that it starts just sucking the air out. It's starting to move up now. Now I'm doing it slowly so that it's, I mean that's it just up to 5 Hg at the minute. We'll pull it up a little bit more because we don't want the bubbles to come up and go up this tube, so we're going to have to be really gentle with it. You slowly just release it. I'm just up to 10 bar now and I'm seeing it starting to bubble. So it's at this point you need to keep an eye out in case all of a sudden it starts to rise up. It's me up to 14 bar now. It's still going up, just up, coming up to 17 bar. And it is starting to push the pencils up a bit. Up to 20 bar. Still not risen that much, but there's lots and lots of surface bubbles. That's fine, it's just the air coming out. Pencils have actually risen in the pot because of the pulling the air out. Okay, it's just about 24 bar, and I'm going to just leave that for about 5 minutes for it to settle down, get as much air out as it can, and then settle, and then I'll keep tying it up till I eventually get to the 30 bar. I'll take this out, the camera out, 2 seconds. You can see there, up to 25 bar. And then that's the pot in there. You can see it's bubbled up, but not too much. Like I say, it's quite time consuming work this, but it's worth it if you can get what you need. I mean, like I say, if you have a pressure chamber, it's fine. You don't have to do all this fiddling about. You just basically put it in your pressure chamber, leave it, and it'll be done. Right, I'll release a slight bit more. Don't want it going up any more than that at the minute. To keep an eye on the time as well, because obviously I've got about 40 minutes I think with the resin. Okay, I had to reposition it because I just couldn't get it up to the 30 bar, so I needed to position it with the inlet pipe out of the container. I've managed to get it bubbling really well now. It's not bubbling due to heat, it's bubbling due to the air coming out. And we've now got it up to the 30. Probably can leave this 5 minutes, but probably no more than 5 minutes because it might start to gel after that point. Okay, I'm going to need to release the air on this now because I think the resin will start to turn pretty soon. As you can see, there is still a lot of bubbles in there. The resin towards the bottom is clearer. There's probably more bubbles in there than I would like. And I think really where the problem was is because I had this piece in the centre, so I couldn't pull the vacuum quick enough. I'm actually going to pour a second pot identical to this and put it on a quicker resin and maybe see if that one comes out better. But I've not lost hope yet. There's a good chance that this might be okay for using. But anyway, it's time to release the air, so I'll keep hold of the camera here while I do that. You have to release the air on the vacuum first before you switch the pump off. As you can see, there is still quite a few bubbles in there. Right, what I'm going to do now is, sorry holding the hand camera, not the best. I've got a bit of greaseproof paper and the old container one that I used, and I'm going to actually sit them on top of this now, and then I shall leave it to set overnight. Okay, this is the second one I'm going to do. This one is all broken pieces of resin and ends of pen blanks. I thought I would put this in with a white, make the resin up with white, and we'll try that. This time I'm going to see if I can pull the vacuum tight on it first, so and we'll see what we get the better results with here. Doing it with clear probably would have been better, because it would have been, I would have been able to see the air bubbles, but I think we'll get an idea with this anyway, and then I can always update you in the future once I turn it. Okay, we're about the end now. We've got 40 minutes into the vacuum. There is still bubbles there. I'm going to release this now. Lily, out the way. Okay, so let's stick off the bottom. I'll have to clean the lid now. I just use cellulose thinners, seems to clean it fine. Right, as you can see from this, we still have cables in there. We still have a few bubbles in it. But I'm actually going to, it is actually still quite viscous, so there will be quite a lot of bubbles that come out of here even yet. So I'm going to use a piece of greaseproof paper, and I think I've managed to find a block of some sort. I don't think that one will fit in there. I'll have a piece of wood or something, and I shall just, I don't know, I think I might, yeah, we'll put something in there just to hold those couple of bits down, and then I'll go and sit it by for the rest of today. Right, we'll catch up on that one tomorrow. I'm just going to show you the other one in a second or two, but I'll come back with that. Okay, I've got these stored inside. That's the first one. It's actually really quite hot now. The epoxy obviously heats up, and that's what happens. So now I can see a couple of bubbles there, and there is a few bubbles up here. So we're just going to have to wait and see how that goes. Still quite soft yet, so hopefully some of these might come out, but never mind. Maybe the amounts that I'm doing are maybe just a bit too much, but like I say, we'll see tomorrow. It's not going to be as bad as the original one I did, that's for sure, but then that original one was as clear as that. Okay, anyway, we'll come back tomorrow when I've demoulded the two of them. Okay, it's the final one of the video. This was the first one that I did. I made a big error when I did the first one. I suppose you learn every time you do it. The way the pot was in, the vent was going in, which meant I couldn't pull the vacuum it quick enough. I realised this, but it was like 30 minutes in by that point, and I knew fine I wouldn't have the chance to get enough air out of it. But saying that, it had quite a few bubbles on the top, but I'm never too bothered about that because it always has to be sanded ready to put it between wood. There is, go here, now you'll see, especially here, there is a few bubbles, and I can see a couple just in there. I don't honestly think they're going to affect it, because by the time I take off the outer edge, I think we might just have got away with it. When I was looking through the bottom, I sanded the bottom because I was going to put it between wood. Looking through the bottom, I can't see any from on the inside, and when I look up at the top, I can see a couple in the middle there. But the middle doesn't matter because we've only got sort of like 1/4 of an inch at the edge. I'll take probably about 1/4 of an inch back off it, and which will take us back to about there, and then you're sort of 1/4 of an inch in from there. So it wasn't the best. I actually hoped it would be a little bit better to show you that it does work. It does work, but you need to get the vacuum up quicker to give it chance. Other than that, it's fine. It's a perfectly usable blank. This one, the second one that I did, of course I did it in white because there's lots of coloured wood in this, and for what I'd had in mind, because obviously I use these after I've done the project, so but I don't think this will have any issues at all turning. There was not even a great amount of bubbles on the top. It was just a couple of pieces of wood that were stuck up, but apart from that it was fine. There was some air trap down the side, and that's where that is. Not bothered about that, because by the time I actually take it back, because I'll take this back a good bit because I want to see all the wood coming through it. That's the whole idea. But this one I managed to vacuum perfect the second time, and I don't think there'll be a blemish in this. There's just not the issues that I had with this one, and it was more resin. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn these two. I don't think it'll be next week, maybe, but over the next couple of weeks, I'm going to do another project. I'm going to turn these two into boxes. It might turn out to be a couple of projects. I'll do another one on this and we'll look at it again, and I'll tag it back to this one so that you know that it's that blank, and we'll turn this one because I think this could be quite an interesting project. So yeah, like I say, with the vacuum you need to have a container that's off from the centre bit so you can pull the vacuum quick. I managed to pull it really quick, and although there was bubbles on the top of this, I knew even by looking at it that it's going to be a fine box. I don't think there'll be any issues with that. So a semi-result really. Yeah, a few air bubbles, not too concerned about those ones. There's nothing that will cause me not to turn this. So anyway, that's the update. Hope you liked it. I mean, have a go. Maybe have a go with something a little bit smaller, because there's quite a lot of resin in these. But it can be done. It's just making sure that you can draw. I mean, these are 40 to 50 minute, I think, is the time that you get before this starts to set. And it is plenty of time to degas it. Like I say, if you can afford the pressure chamber, get a pressure chamber. But if you've only got the vacuum, it can be done. It's just takes, it's a matter of sitting here and watching it for the 40 minutes, and once it degasses, it's perfect. The other one came out absolutely perfect. So, but then I didn't have that issue, so it was a different container I used with it, and the inlet, I was able, within a couple of minutes, I was able to get it up to the 30 Hg, which you need for vacuum. But anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks very much for watching, and let me know if there's anything else you're wanting to know about this. And I briefly said yesterday, if you watched the update, that I'd got some news about resin. There is, I buy this epoxy resin from eBay. I'll put a link to the one that this is made from. There is another company that I've noticed. I was looking for resin a couple of days ago, and there's another company on there who had resin, so I dropped him a message to ask if it also works with wood tone, because not all epoxies are good for that. And I said he seemed to be quite new, so I mean, this was me volunteering. I'd said to him if he wanted to send me a sample, I'd do a review on the particular epoxy. So that's coming up. It's a good way of letting us all know the epoxy is quite a bit cheaper. It is quite a bit cheaper, and there's no postage on it sending it, so it does save you quite a bit of money, because the 5 kilograms of the other epoxy was £105 and then 15 for postage. I think it works out cheaper with this other epoxy. But anyway, that'll be coming up. I'll do a small review. I don't know how much of that he's sending, and I actually wouldn't mind getting something that's clear so that we can see if it's a dead clear epoxy. And then I would like to turn a pen to see how it shines and how it turns there. And I don't know if there'll be any more in the sample to do anything else. So we'll just have to wait and see. So anyway, thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. See you again next week.